Hey, what's going on, everybody? Let's pretend that you flew down from out there, and then now you came in here in front of me on my laptop, and I'm going to give you some information. What's going on, everybody? My name is Tawan Spencer, and I'm here to give you 5 strategies that you can use to harness a sense of tenacity and do whatever it is that your naysayers, haters, whomever are calling impossible. Number 1 is to develop a purpose that's bigger than your circumstance. This was so important for me because you go through a lot of different things, right? And it'll make you not want to do what you say you're going to do. You have to understand that whatever it is you're saying you're capable of doing, whatever it is you're saying you're called to do, you have to believe in that more than you believe in the finality of your circumstances. If I didn't understand this, I would have believed I could only be somebody running the streets. I could only be somebody falling short. I could only be somebody that someone had a problem with. And I would have never embraced my callings to create the solutions that I'm creating. So that's number 1. Number 2 is you gotta stop letting people's opinion become your identity. Listen, if they knew what you should do to have your life being better, they would already be doing it. I promise you, that's the way people work. Here's the thing, people are allowed to feel whichever way they want to feel, but you are not allowed to let someone else's feeling dictate who you are and the reality of what you're here for. You are bigger than their opinions of you. Number 3 is you have to build evidence through the wins. There's something I say all the time: process over results. Process over results. And what I mean by that is oftentimes we like to celebrate win. So on the way there, when we don't win or when we go through things that don't feel like they'll lead to the win, we start to fall off of the vision. So you got to celebrate every step of your process. And when I say celebrate the small wins, I don't just mean monetary gains. No. That's the easiest thing to do. I mean the mentality shift, the understanding of yourself. I mean the confidence that you develop along the process, celebrating the mistakes that led to the systems. You have to learn to embrace everything, even the small victories. Number 4, learn to regulate before you react. I've done business with some people who truly don't understand business. I've done business with people who thought they could take advantage of, use, or belittle my purpose, my work, or my results. And if I would have went into those situations based off of how I felt, I wouldn't have done half of the things I've done. The reality is your inability to control you in the face of disrespect or adversity is not a them problem, it's a you problem. Put in the work so you don't get worked over. And number 5, become the person who could carry the vision. Earlier in the video, I mentioned process over results. And the reason I mention that is because of things just like this. You may have an idea of what you're going to do. That does not mean in this current moment you're capable of doing it. And check this out, that's okay. That's okay. Seeds are planted and then eventually they grow into the flower. Eventually they blossom. I don't know what this thing has become where we're in such a microwave culture. We want it right now, or we don't believe it's meant for us. Become the person. Be what you are looking for. That is part of the journey. There are people that are going to listen to you, not because of you always being the person, but because of the story, the process that got them there. I promise you, more people can relate to your imperfections than your perceived notion of what perfection should look like. Embrace the process of building greatness because you never know who's going to meet you there. And here's a bonus. If you've ever been to any of my trainings, sat through any of my seminars, came to any of my shows, whatever it is I'm doing, there's a quote that I'm 9 times out of 10 gonna leave the audience with. You are not responsible for anyone's individual healing, but you are responsible for creating an environment for them to heal. Why am I saying that when I'm talking to you about tenacity and resiliency? When you are responsible for cultivating an environment for other people to heal and thrive in, that means there has to be some cultivation that occurred within that environment in the first place. You get what I'm saying? So in order for you to send people in a positive direction, you would have had to deal with your negativity to provide positive direction. It's not about making somebody do anything. You'll never be able to do that. But what you can do is be so ingratiated with your process, be so focused on becoming a better version of yourself that when people get around you, they feel inspired to do the same thing. Adversity is the resource God uses to fund your purpose. And ain't no way of getting around that. My name is Tawan Spencer, and thank you for listening to these 5 strategies that you can use to harness the sense of tenacity and do whatever the naysayers think is impossible. Till next time, y'all. Peace.